Hey, what's up everybody? Duck here. Let's get a quick audio check, make sure we're not overwhelming you with music. Yeah, how you guys doing? This Saturday for most of you, huh? We got Bitcoin up. Looks like we've we've been selling off a bit today, right? We rejected last night on the hourly some of those areas we were talking about. So that being said, zooming out a bit to the 4 hour, what basically we have done, and it appears we are in the process of doing, is again testing this 786 area. Okay, so this is extremely critical area. Extremely critical area that we're at because we've kind of, I don't know, it's not good to test areas multiple times. Okay, that's when you find supply beginning to dry up, right? But so far it seems like we've just tested it once and twice. So far nothing too drastic going on here. But that being said, we still need to get back above these levels, and then we need to get back above previous 50k levels, right? So by no means are we out of the woods here, right? But it's still good to see that you're basically just kind of double bottoming, right? So you do not want to lose these areas. You can clearly see here this double bottom, right? So these areas, we don't want to lose this. Okay. That would invalidate the cipher, and it would just continue bearish selling, right? So if we lose this and we backtest these lows, right, and sell off more, like that's when you get stopped down here. Okay, that's when everything just starts failing. But a lot of times, right, these guys push it as far down as they absolutely can, but still maintaining these slightly higher lows, right? So it seems really bad, and it does, it does. It's not good that we, for the past 12 hours we've been selling off, right? We were at 50, we were trying to get above 50k last night, so we were back at 48. But again, it just a little, we're still in this kind of choppy zone, right? Same thing, you had this over here, right? So if you notice on that previous low, you sold off, you came up, you had all this chop, and then you put in one slightly lower low, and then you ran, right? So it just kind of the way it is, right? You put in that low, you come up, you chop, here's another low. So far it just, again, I don't think it's nothing too severe yet. All right. I think we're still okay for the time being. Again, we don't want to see this go below 47, 46, yeah, 47, and we're at 48. So I mean, we don't have a ton of room here to breathe, but so far it has not completely fallen apart. Okay. And of course, this stop initially on this cipher setup here at the 786 would have still been below this X, right? This is why we want to wait for this confirmation, and this could be the confirmation that we've been seeking, right? This one low, two lows, right? So this is why we wouldn't have had our stop up here quite so soon, right? Because it potentially was in jeopardy of getting hit on this wick on May 13th, right? So stop is still down here below the X at 42,300 area. Okay, so we'll just have to keep an eye on Bitcoin here and see if this can hold up or not, right? Pretty critical 48k area. All right. Yeah, I guess we can do that. We can go into the 1 hour real quick. Okay, let me zoom in on this. We'll just be over here. Okay. So on the 1 hour, this is what we were kind of looking at last night, right? Where we said we we started selling off right below these two areas, 49, 49.7. We said we have to get back above them and flip them back into support. Well, we ended up just getting back up to the top one and rejecting it, right? And then we got below it, back tested it, and we sold off, right? So that happens, and now that it did, let's see where that left us, right? So the hidden bullish divergence is still there, guys, to be honest. That did not invalidate, okay? So what are we looking at there? Let me zoom in so you can see it a bit better. We're looking at this blue line we have here, okay? This blue line, blue trend line. I'm trying to make it more, there we go, more substantial a bit, at least. Okay. This blue line is what we're looking at, where we had this initial low, May 13th low, and then we had the low basically right now, right? May 15th low. So on that initial drop, you basically almost put in non-existent amounts of negative momentum here, even though you did sell off. And then now you're putting in much, much lower levels of negative momentum over here. But price is still maintaining a slightly higher high. See that? So as long as like you still have not invalidated this hidden bullish divergence, and the price, not the price action, but the MACD once again is making like this inverse head and shoulders again. Like, see this? It's like this momentum shifting structure, guys. We see it just looking left, just on the previous low, right? We did it right here where we kind of made this inverse head and shoulders on the MACD. It's interesting. So that's another good sign, but also a sign that we don't want to invalidate this level, right? We don't want this negative momentum island that's in development to grow, right? That would be bearish convergence to the downside. We want this to stay up, so this could start to be, you know, the bullish divergence to the upside here, right? So again, you can clearly see this momentum shifting structure occurring, right? So again, I feel like we're okay here for a second. This, again, hidden bullish divergence into this like inverse head and shoulders on the momentum on the MACD, right? It's kind of what you want to see, even though things look horrible, right? The RSI, nothing too great on the RSI here. Still converging to the downside on the 1 hour on the RSI, right? So you need to basically what you need to do, and you're starting to flip the trend here a little bit, okay? So what you want to see on this RSI is this wedge almost breakout, okay? So that's what you'd be looking for, is get above this wedge, right, on the RSI. That's what you want to see start to occur, okay? And that's going to be your signal that, okay, you know, things are still fine here, right? So but if you're seeing that the other way around and this is breaking out the bottom, right, that's not what you want to see, okay? So pretty clear indications looking forward over the next few hours that you can be kind of just watching, keeping an eye on that RSI, keeping an eye on this MACD, right? Negative momentum island. You do not want to see this further develop. Can it minimally develop? Sure. You can go down a little bit more. That's not going to hurt nothing, but you just don't want to start losing the levels, okay? We haven't waned yet. You still see we're still painting solid red. So we want to see these at least start to turn white, right? The waning negative momentum, and then start to go towards the positive side. And we need to start building positive momentum once again here, okay? Must start building positive momentum. Okay, so on the price action here, okay, so like I said, so far you're still okay, because this is still a higher low. You see, we had this initial low, slightly higher low, and now we're still painting a slightly higher low. So we just cannot start losing these, okay? 48, yeah. I mean, excuse me, 46, which is that 47 that we were talking about, okay? So we're basically right at 48. We need to get back above 49, 50, 54. But yeah. So what do we want to see have happen here? This neckline structure up here, right? We need to get back in here, flip these levels into support if we're going to see 54, okay? So we don't have much time, right? This has got to start happening soon, okay? So yeah, that's Bitcoin. See what happens. Let's go to Ethereum. Okay, guys, so Ethereum 4 hour. We had this bearish dragon sell-off. Now we put in that initial low. Currently working on the second slightly higher low, but second kind of wave of selling off, right? Where we had this initial low in price, right? Followed by the current low in price, okay? So as long as we, maintain these higher lows, we're okay. We don't want to lose this level, right? 50 or 35.50. So what we want to see on ETH here is that structure develop, right? Where we have this neckline area, right? And we want to basically take price and trend right up into that neckline, okay? Ride this upsloping trend line as support, and we need to hold it, right? We need to hold this, keep going, start flipping these levels, and if we get that break, hook, and go, that's what we want to see. What we don't want to see is start losing these levels, right? Losing these levels, all bad. Okay, so if you can get this, it would be typical, take this measured move. Basically, you could even be conservative here where traders settled up at the body closes to this neckline structure. We bring that up to where you would exit the neckline, right? And the move would be around that 4,600 area on ETH. Again, we need everything. We need Bitcoin to hold here, but you still have faith here, and it's kind of a good thing that Bitcoin and ETH almost look so trashy, because you see a lot of people bailing out, right? And that's kind of right when everybody sells. That's when it's time. You know what I mean? It's just like such fuckery, right? So, okay. So 4,600 area. Again, if we fibbed from the high to the current low, that's in that 1272 type area up here. 4,600 that we've been kind of watching on ETH, okay? So yeah, that'd be really nice to get that back to 4,600. I think that would be an all-time high again, right? So let's take a look at the oscillators here on ETH, okay? So check this out. Again, guys, look at this. You're painting this inverse head and shoulders-esque structure on the MACD, right? So this is good, okay? This is good. You're basically doing it on price as well, if you notice, right? So price is following that inverse head and shoulders as structure, and here's our neckline area. Can be, kind of this white line we've been using, or even this red kind of gray box. You see, it's probably more this white line, right? But you can just start to see price action shifting, momentum shifting, right? So RSI needs to hold up here. Tail end RSI holding up here would be really nice to see, right? So you have a shot here, okay? You have a shot at this still not being the end of the bull run, would basically be the conversation, right? As soon as we start putting in significant lower highs, lower lows, consecutive lower highs, lower lows, right? that's when it's all bad. So we need to disrupt that and break again the previous high and start to paint a new high, followed by a higher low, right? So that is our mission number one objective here on basically everything: ETH, Litecoin, Bitcoin, everything. So if this holds up, 4,600 is still in the cards. Okay, Litecoin. All right, guys. So same thing here. Like, it seems kind of bad, but we've seen this happen a lot of times before. So it's just so hard when you're in the middle of it to be comfortable with it as you are after, right? Hindsight trading, right? So, we put in the initial low, slightly higher low. We have this neckline-esque structure in development, right? So let's see if we can hold this low for one, right? It needs to hold, and then if so, we would be looking at some kind of measured move here where we would end up, this is how we would end up back in at that torsoed area, right? That the next critical SR flipped area, right? So we have two of these, right? So we need to flip these levels. Critical that we flip both of them from current resistance into support if you're going to see any sort of continuation here towards 420. Okay, can we still do it? Absolutely we can. Let's take a look at the momentum here on Litecoin, and you can see the same structure developing as we had over on Russian Ethereum, right? So this is okay. Things are okay here. Barely painting any negative momentum here. ETH was almost an equal low, right? ETH was down here. Look at Litecoin's holding up really strong. Barely painting any negative momentum on this second, sell-off, right? On this current sell-off. See what we're talking about? How they're barely able to muster any negative momentum, but price is selling off significantly, but your momentum is I don't know, it's just not there, right? So this could very quickly get positive again. You see what I'm saying? Very quickly can get positive. And that would mean we're probably now, right, running back up. So in order for that to happen, we would now be coming back up, right? So need to flip these levels in order to make it back to this 420 area. Okay, so let's see if this holds up on Litecoin as well. Yeah, interesting turn of events over the past several couple days here, but sometimes again you have to liquidate some of these early longs, right, in order to clear the runway to really push price, right? The exchanges don't like taking everyone with it and then paying everyone out, right? So it's like they try to sweep out everyone, all the weak hands, all the over leveraged, all the over positioned, when really nothing's still that bad. Okay, so I haven't even really been on Twitter much today. I could only imagine the crying that's occurring. Okay, and that's another thing we want to see, right? Market sentiment starting to get extremely bearish as momentum is shifting, right? So trap them all. As soon as they sell, moon it. Magic 8 Ball. Do we have a chance here, or are we gonna get wrecked? I don't know. Damn it, Magic 8 Ball. Fine, be that way. Magic 8 Ball is not feeling it. Magic 8 Ball has been on Twitter all day. Magic 8 Ball, you're gonna have to close your Twitter. Cut that shit out. Alright, so let's see. A lot of bears at the moment. Yeah, that's what I figured, Bart. Alright, Dogecoin. So, look, guys, we had this massive pattern. We had this epic entry, okay? Nothing's really wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, people are freaking out, and like, we waited for a long time for this to develop. We waited for these orders. All we've done is had one little pump, one small little sell-off, and everyone is freaking out right here, okay? That is the area of current freaking out, okay? So, like, if you look at it like this, like, nothing's even really that bad, is it? It's just a little bit of lower time frame oscillator resetting, okay? Yeah, we don't like seeing ourselves below this, but we're at 51, but we're at 50. So it's just like nothing's that crazy yet, okay? We just need to get back above it, just like we have it drawn, right? Get back above it, reflip this level into support, right? And then we can shoot back for this 65-cent area. Bids that were filled, right? Bids that were filled right here are well into profit up here, guys. No, I don't understand. There should be no panic here on this asset. Yeah, like nothing is wrong here, okay? So as long as Bitcoin, you know, holds up, Dodge is going to continue on to that 65 cents. So somebody says Magic 8 Ball's drunk. Let's roll it again. Okay, fine. Magic 8 Ball, one more shot. What do you think about Dogecoin? Magic 8 Ball? My sources say no. 8 Ball is extremely bearish today. I don't know if we should take that as a signal. Maybe we're drunk. Maybe Magic 8 Ball is onto something. I don't know. Fucking 8 Ball. I don't know. 8 Ball's real drunk. Yep. We'll have to see. Being a real gay bear today, that's for sure. Yeah, Magic 8 Ball. It's kind of scary because he's been pretty good. Dang, 8 Ball, we have to invalidate him. Alright. Next, ATOM. So again, this looks even better. Yeah, you had the sell-off, but look, you're just selling off into a back test, guys. What do we call this? A break, hook, and go, right? Like, does it really look that bad? Again, it's like we're back testing this downsloping trend line that we broke out of, right? However you kind of want to, you probably have to bring this in a little here. Get this angle fixed, but yeah, I mean, this could just be something like this, guys. Just a really nice back test of both the downsloping trend line, right? The downsloping trend line and the critical horizontal line support resistance. It's like this X marks the spot, and that's all you're doing. It's not even an issue, okay? So far, I would say that the target would remain intact here at 34.46, and I believe that's the 1272 from the current D high to the swing low. 1272, $34 is currently the target. Maintains here for now. Stop would be currently, I mean, this is holding up so good, you could probably have the stop way a little closer to entry at this point, and you'd be looking something like this, you know, 7-1 on a trade here. Not here, but, you know, from entry, right? Yeah, so because, I mean, we haven't closed a lot of these, there really hasn't been a need, right? They're just either double bottoming or they're putting in higher lows, like Atom is right here, Cosmos, ATOM, right? So yeah, some selling, sure, but you know, we're okay. Okay, AVAX. So, I mean, let's delete this so we could see through it a little better. Yeah, I mean, this just looks like a channel, guys. Like, let me clear this. This just looks like some normal price action in a channel, right? You could even say this is a larger channel, something like this, right? But yeah, just price action, just painting, you know, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? Should we gain that much importance? Yes, that inverse head and shoulders on BTC is on the 1 hour. It's because we're just paying pretty close attention to it on the zoom in, AJ, because it's at a very critical level. If we were further away from such critical levels, we'd definitely be zoomed out more. But because we are like basically right on a critical level, like sitting on it, that's why we were watching. See, right now we're on the 4 hour on most of these, but we did evaluate Bitcoin a little closer here because of the critical area that we are sitting. If that helps to explain a little bit of the difference. Yeah, so AVAX just kind of painting this upsloping channel. Price approaching this downsloping trend line area, right? So it's kind of like you're consolidating between a rock and a hard place here, and eventually something has to give. So hopefully the give is to the upside, right? And if this continues to the upside of this channel, that's actually where that target area would find itself, right? Just tested the top of the channel, tested the bottom of the channel. Let's go back and test the top of the channel again, right? That's all we'd be kind of looking for there. So let's see what's up on AVAX. FTM. Okay, so FTM, you know, we had our sell-off from the from the bearish shark. We hit the 50% retracement, right? We could put that back up real quick. The 50% retracement, right? The 50 at 60 cents, right? The 50, that's right where we are, okay? So let's zoom back in here. We are attempting this golden zone, right? Where we said from high to low, we had this golden retrace zone between the 618 and the 382, right? So this is that golden zone that we got into it just barely, but we didn't even quite make the 50% retracement, which is fine. No worries there. Let's just try it again, right? Let's go after it again. So I would put this over here as the golden retrace zone, and then I would put the 786 and the 886 as the deep retrace zone, okay? And then from there, we of course would be targeting the overhead 1272, 1414, and 1618 if the trend can remain bullish here, okay? So on price action, it looks like you are painting inverse head and shoulders-esque structure here, right? Where we had the initial low on price on May 12th, the slightly lower low on May 13th, and now the current low that is painting right now. Look, we could even sell this a little bit. Oops, sorry. We could even take this a little bit lower and just make more of an equal, even more symmetrical pattern on the inverse head and shoulders as structure, right? But where it's at is also fine. So we have some kind of pretty clear neckline here, right? That's the 382 fib as well. Whoops. That is the 382 fib as well. So let's show you that one more time from high to low. You can see that white line and the 382 are basically right at the same spot. That's where we would enter the golden zone, right? We would enter the golden retrace zone at that point. So what you don't want to see, again, are these start to get invalidated, right? You don't want to see price below this current low, right? That would not be good. That would be more lower lows, right? More lower lows. But currently, you know, we're starting to develop a bit of change in structure here. So not the end of the world here. Same thing on the momentum, right? So We need to just maintain this change in momentum. And on this other sell-off, you're not even painting any negative momentum. Again, this is good. If your negative momentum is green, right? If you're selling off and you're still painting positive momentum, that's really strong indications, right? It's like the bears are trying to push this down and they cannot muster even negative momentum to paint. Okay, so important thing to watch in development. So yeah, this is kind of our structure where we have this initial low, higher low, right? And we have that neckline. So now we would go into a measured move type of scenario. And this is going to also coincide with that, golden retrace area, right? So you would think that FTM is going to be back at 80 cents here. I just it's kind of interesting selling off time. It doesn't appear that we're set up that way, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Again, we want to take another stab at this resistance, right? We need to take another shot at it so we can eat up more of this supply and hopefully break above it and flip these levels, right? Flip these levels. So we need to... Stream's gone. We need to push this up again. FTT. Low on price, right? Low on price, reload. Okay. And higher low on price, right? That's it right here. Painting higher lows. Neckline structure, okay? So we want to see this trend go after that neckline, right? We want to see price start to turn here and run this structure. Back test, break, hook, and goes, right? We need to see this change. We start painting harmonics that way, right? X, A, B, C, D, initially 886. We'll start there, but yeah, this is how we would start to get to those areas, right? $61 FTT, currently sitting at 54. Just have to keep painting higher highs, guys, and higher lows. So we do not want to see 51, basically, we don't want to see $51 broken here. We need to hold. Critical that we hold. Really bad candle right here. Really bad bearish candle. But it happens. You see that. It's okay. It's on purpose, right? They're going after those stops. They are stop hunting that liquidity. And once they get enough of it, they can turn price back the other way. So we feel like we've identified some edge here. Okay, so let's see if it'll hold up, right? Let's see if we could get this structure to change, right? I mean, we see this all the time, guys. Our duck, right? Our dragon-esque price action structure, the feet, the spine, the torso. We got to break, hook, and go. Break, hook, and go. You eventually find yourself at the 1272 before you know it. $66, right? But yeah, that is FTT. Oof. What a nasty candle there. SNX. SNX is not looking too good here. SNX, you basically had hit the target, sold off, went, hit the target again, and you're selling off. So this one's a little different in structure than what we've just recently seen here. Okay, this had a different pattern. This was the, okay, you see the other one's got the 113 and morphed. This one stayed the lower bearish shark, 886. Never mustered that extra strength to get the morph, right? And it's continuing to just sell off once again at the double top 886 area. So yeah, this asset did not look as good as some of the others. It looked like it kind of has played out here, right? So yeah, maybe this ends up backtesting the square up again at $18 and see if you could hold the level there. But this definitely does not look the same as, see what we were looking at looks like it does right here, right? This is like the charts we just saw, right? They're putting in this slightly lower high, I mean higher low. They're building this neckline. This is like right where we are. So we need to see this rally. Maybe we sell off again into it and you double bottom within that second low, right? Just to freak everyone out again. Then you rally. Then you get back above this neckline. The break, hook, back test, and go. And then we get to the other level and we flip this level as well. And then we go again, 886, right? So that's what we're looking for across other assets, whereas SNX has already done it. XLM. Okay guys, XLM, check this out. So you have this inverse head and shoulders as structure, right? Where you have the low on May 11th, the lower, slightly lower low on May 13th, and now you're putting in this higher low on May 14th. Currently, the past 8 hours, you had this engulfing candle back up into the zone, but then you failed and you're back below it again. So you need to, hold this trend line structure here, right? So as long as you can hold that, you're okay. Nothing to worry about yet. And then you need to, like we have painted here, you need to get back up into this level. You need to get back up into this level and flip this as support, right? In order to see the continuation that we are seeking here on XLM, lumens, stellar lumens. Momentum, same thing, guys. Look at this. You have this structure. So let's see if we can get this to hold up, okay? This is what we're looking for here, is this to just maintain this change in momentum structure, okay? RSI needs to hold up as well, okay? So yeah, maybe this is just that final little push to the downside here before one slightly lower low again, right? And then we see the change of the trend at that point. So hopefully this holds, right? Real nasty double bottom, but hey, it's just like a double bottom at that point. It's like flipping this previous high, right? It's flipping this previous level into support now. So it's okay. Just needs to hold, right? Just needs to hold. It's not always about those wicks below. It's about the follow through price action, right? What is the follow through telling us? Well, this low is still fine. It's still maintaining, right? We're not in jeopardy here. Seeing this go like this, that's jeopardy, okay? So Bitcoin, yeah, see, so here we're just in that zone, right? Inside of that double bottom. We're just hanging out right there. This low, see what I mean? Like we haven't killed it yet. You're just trying to figure out where it's going to find this bottom at, right? Where we need this to wane. We need this momentum to start to wane back over. If not, I mean, yeah, if it sells off, we're going to probably have to look at, just exiting, right? But this is testing everyone right here for sure. For sure, this is testing people. Gotta have people freaking out across the board at this moment in time. But yeah, like look at that, guys. It's like hidden bullish divergence, and on the right side of it, right, the much larger island of negative momentum, you're painting an inverse head and shoulders on it. So like it's really really strong hidden bullish divergence. It just just has to hold. So we'll see what happens over the next few hours, I guess, guys, and see how this plays out. Like always, right? Bitcoin, even though things are volatile, it still takes an extremely long amount of time to develop and paint this full pattern here. So it's nothing we can just force and make have happen instantly. We just have to let it play out and act accordingly. So we will probably come back again this evening for another stream of and just see if we got the bounce, right? We'll see how the RSI and the MACD reacted, see if they held up. Let's see if we bounce off this level, double bottom 786, or was that it, right? So that being said, by the time we come back live this evening, that bounce should have happened, okay? Or at the very least, we should just be going sideways. You know what I'm saying? But the selling cannot continue for much further, and if it does, we're gonna begin to invalidate everything. Okay, so that's why it's so imperative that the bounce has to happen, you know, relatively soon here, because you have to maintain your structure, right? You can't start invalidating your structures, or that's it, right? Traders are going to start bailing, flipping, you know, you lose momentum that way. So it's important that the buyers, the bulls, the bids, you know, step in, and you know, it's your turn to shine, right? So yeah, let's see how this goes from here. So hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you back in the Discord here in a few. All right, have a good rest of your Saturday. Enjoy yourself, get some sunshine.